Oh, always right when I hit the record button sometimes. Well, good afternoon, evening, everyone. This is Terra Quator. It is Saturday. It is Saturday this time. Saturday, day 20. Welcome in. As you can see, finally got the last one of the month in, so that makes number 6 in the tiny variety. Couldn't help myself. I need more. I need to stop phlegming so much. It's so cold and dry here. My nose is so irritated right now. Oh, my sinus is so irritated. But there isn't too much relevant going on right now other than it's just a bit cold right now. But I actually wanted to talk about a short I saw on the YouTube personality Habitual Linecrosser. Pretty sure some of you who watch this may have seen him. Does shorts like this one.
Sure, you've heard the news of NASA discovering city lights on a planet 7 trillion miles away.
So you're telling me they have oil?
I wanted to talk about it briefly. Not to talk about him, but to talk about this lady. To talk about this lady over here. See, she is saying that they found city lights on a planet 7 trillion miles away. Something about that did not add up for me. Talking about a planet 7 trillion miles away. Okay, so I decided to just plug it in. I Googled it. I put it in the Google search engine. Okay, what is 7 trillion miles to light years? Well, it's 1.191 light years. It still didn't add up for me. So I was like, okay, I know that the Alpha Centauri or Proxima Centauri system is 4.246 light years from us. That's the closest star system to ours, to Sol. So you got the Alpha Centauri system and Proxima Centauri b, where Proxima Centauri b is 4.24 light years. Well, that's that's in kilometers. That's 5.88 trillion miles from our planet. So how are they finding city lights on a planet that's not orbiting a star? She was incorrect. Like, either she's just flat out wrong or she's just intellectually dishonest. So I decided, you know what? I'm going to go straight to NASA because she's saying NASA's the one that discovered it. No, they didn't discover city lights. They discovered an aurora on a brown dwarf. A brown dwarf is not exactly a planet. In a sense, because it's not a star, you can think of it as a planet, but they're much, much more massive than Jupiter. Brown dwarfs are failed stars, and they found an aurora around one of its poles, which means it still has some energy, but it's just, there's not enough mass or enough energy to be a star. They're really cold. So the question becomes, if this brown dwarf is just over a light year from us, is there the possibility that this brown dwarf we're looking at from NASA, could that be a failed binary pair to Sol? Or is 1 light year too far away? Because I do know from what they say about the theorized Oort cloud, the Oort cloud gets to about a light year away. Could this brown dwarf be affecting or be keeping our Oort cloud in balance? It's a decent question I have, but it's definitely not city lights, and it's definitely not a planet. A brown dwarf, again, is a failed star at 1.191 light years, the 7 trillion miles she's talking about. It would be a lot better if she gave that information, but of course, Habitual Linecrosser was showing this from TikTok, and I know a lot of TikTokers are either idiots. I'm not saying all of them. A lot of them are either idiots or intentionally misleading for those juicy numbers and gullibleness of people who don't have the energy to do their own research. And really, this didn't take a lot of research. I was like, something didn't seem right because, believe it or not, space is a hobby of mine. You could say astrophysics, but I am no mathematician. I suck at math. In fact, when I was in 6th grade, they were teaching us how to use a ruler. I don't know long division. That's how bad my math is. Like, I know some bits of pre-algebra and maybe a little bit of algebra A, but I was a special ed student, so I didn't get very far into that. But I don't know long division, and I don't remember adding and subtracting and multiplying with fractions. I don't remember that stuff at all. I prefer the decimal system anyway. I don't like the fractional system. I prefer decimals. But yeah, it's really easy to just look this stuff up. Like, you're like 7 trillion miles away. Okay, so how much is that to light years or even astronomical units? I prefer light years when it gets further out. Like, the easiest thing to understand is the distance from Earth to the sun is 1 AU because it's our standard measurement, or the average distance, because we're not exactly a perfect circular orbit. That would be silly. We're in an ellipse around the sun. But this is, I would say is common information because we've known about our orbit around Sol for centuries. And we decided to give it a different measurement systems because the numbers get so freaking huge. That's why once you get past a certain number, you go with astronomical units, and you get further out from that, you have your light years. And then further out from that, because light years get pretty freaking far and you need an easier standard system, you have parsecs. And then redshift. But yeah, that's how the systems work, and it's an easy search. It's like, okay, does this add up? Okay, well, if it's over there and the closest star to us is over there, it can't be a planet with city lights. We're talking city lights. No. It was intellectually dishonest at best. That, or she heard it from somewhere too and decided, you know what, I'll roll with it. I'll give her the benefit of the doubt and say there's a possibility that she heard it from somewhere, believed it, and pretty much ran on the game of... Yeah, it's pretty much a game of telephone. You hear lights, which aurora is a light form. A form of light, being ionized gas. It's plasma in your atmosphere. She heard light, and someone else translated it before her, and it became, all of a sudden, it's city lights on a planet 7 trillion miles away. And it's everyone believing what they hear, and it slowly gets altered step by step. So to Habitual Linecrosser, no, they don't have oil. In fact, they have really cold hydrogen because it's a failed star. Brown dwarfs, again, are failed stars. There's not enough mass to create fusion or to undergo fusion. There's just not enough mass there. It means there's plenty of hydrogen, maybe some helium-3, but just, hydrogen and whatever just fell into it because it's just way too far away. Yeah, that's my little tidbit for today. It was something that's been irking me for a few days, and I was like, I want to talk about it because it was bugging me. So here we are. I talked about an article, but it was science related. Science is awesome. Maybe sometime I should go over geology or something. Not enough people talk about geology. Not enough people talk about rocks. Yeah. I'm not going to say that it was that talk. No, don't need to be doing that. But yeah, it's an interesting Saturday. It's still not exactly eventful, but it's a Saturday. Nice and calm. Got the furniture moved around. Got it all done late last night. It's not exactly what I'd call symmetrical, though, because our living room The architects of this house did not think about interior design at all when they built this house. It's a small living room, does not fit full-size furniture really well, and there's no real place to put your stuff. It's like in a symmetrical fashion, so everything's crooked. What choice do we have? I've tried other spots, but the slanted corner I'd like to put our TV is where I originally wanted it. Yeah, that doesn't work at all because the power outlet on that wall doesn't work. Not our fault. It was like that when we moved in. So we have a very crooked room, but it works for Lilia in her predicament or her situation. So it works well for her, and the kids seem to like it, so I don't care. If it works, it works, and it works. Eventually, I might adjust things a little more for comfort, but right now, this is done for comfort. Not done for other people, it's done for this household. Anyway, this is Terra Quatora on your Saturday, January 20th, day 20. I'll see everyone tomorrow. Have a wonderful day.